everybody! I know nobody's watching me at the moment, but I don't care because... Good morning, afternoon, everybody! Just gonna get rid of that.
We are back!
We are back indeed! Long time no speak, everybody! Long time no see!
Things have changed since the last time we've had quite a few football games.
Yes.
City won the title again, and we've had a change of government in the UK.
We have. It's been all sorts of things happening. So we've got a new government in this country. Not the only country that's potentially got a new government either. France might have a new government.
Yes, of course,
well, they will have a new government more or less.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
It's tomorrow. So there you go. But yeah, I am tired. Right. Let's just get one thing out of the way straight away before I deal with this live stream in question in terms of what we're going to be speaking about, which of course is Eurovision related. The previous Conservative government, of course, have now been ousted by an election or general election that we had, and now we're under a Labour Party government, which we're pleased about.
We're pleased about, yes.
But obviously we do try and keep it apolitical as possible on this channel, so we're not going to dive into all of the bits and pieces, all the ideologies, all of the potential ramifications this could have for the future. All you need to know is that a new Prime Minister is in charge of the United Kingdom, and his name is Sir Keir Starmer. So there you go. Yeah, that's all you really need to know. He's boring AF, but we don't care.
As long as he does the work.
As long as he does the job, that's the main thing. But yeah, tonight, in this particular live stream, we are going to be chatting about, as I said on the thing there, the EBU statement. So this came out earlier in the week. I probably should have done a live stream virtually straight away on it, but I was busy.
Timings and football and...
Yeah, we've been watching a lot of football. A lot of football because obviously the European Championship's on. I will be back with another video of that at some point, either later on this week or... because there's another vote tonight, and then I'm going to give you guys 2 days to vote. So I'll be back probably Tuesday evening-ish with, either Tuesday evening or Wednesday.
Wednesday we'll be watching the game as well.
Oh shoot, because
Thursday you should do that.
Maybe no, because
or Monday.
Or I can squeeze it in just before that.
Yeah.
One of the two. But no, because I can't do it Monday because it'll run out of the time to give you guys voting. Anyway, so enough about my Eurovision knockout shenanigans. It'll probably be either Tuesday evening or Wednesday. I will be doing it. If anything, it'll probably be Tuesday evening because that would be best. Anyways, so this is what we're going to be doing for at least a good half an hour. Is speaking about the EBU, which effectively has announced changes in future development areas. I will get that up. That's not what I wanted to do. Never mind. I will sort that out in good time. I completely forgot about that. Let me sort that out for you, which is that. And then, hold on. I'll get you in a moment, Damo. I'll get you in a moment.
I'm with a hip and
there you are.
Club.
So let's get you maxed. Actually, what I do need to do is that. There you go. And then, well, you can go up there for starters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I need to get that. I need to get.
And obviously, the only other thing before we start is that the UK withdrew from Junior Eurovision.
They did, which is sad times.
But we're still covering it.
We are still covering it, which is good news. I will still be here for the basically the Junior Eurovision.
Because we can still vote on the online thing anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. We just have to watch it on YouTube. Right?
Absolutely, and we will be covering it for you guys anyway. I'm just gonna max our lot a bit, max our mushes. So yeah, very professionalism work going on here. There you go. Right, so the chat's still up there. I haven't got the views, but I don't care. Oh, we've got one co-current viewer. Hello, whoever that is. So, hi.
Hi.
Get chatting along. So, yes, this is the main thing that's come from the European Broadcasting Union regarding the 2024 Eurovision Song Contest. It says announces future development areas for Eurovision following independent review into 2024 event, which, good lord, what, you know.
It was basically all Israel's fault.
Well, I think it's a bit of both. It was both Israel and us. It was just like at the end of the day, politics came into it, whereby both sides locked horns and didn't want to like budge, basically. So there you go. Let's get the two co-current viewers up. Hello, how you doing? So this is the full statement. I will reduce ourselves just a bit so you can see all of it. That's about it there. Okay, so this is we're going to go through it like I think paragraph by paragraph and try and analyse what they mean. So the 2024 Eurovision Song Contest reached over 160 million people across 37 public service media markets and hundreds of millions engaged with content on our digital channels, featuring the exceptional participating artists. The event now has a huge global reach as it approaches its 70th anniversary next year. 70 years.
70th anniversary next year. So, do you reckon the UK might host one of those anniversary shows again, like you did before?
Could be a possibility. We had a 60th anniversary one, didn't we? In 2015, which was quite cool.
If they do it again, we'd have to go to that again. That was fun. That was so much fun.
Me and Damo went to the 2016 one in London, which was quite cool. I mean, look, as far as the 160 million figure is concerned, let's just get one thing straight out of the way. That has been reduced effectively by a good 20-30 million because of Russia not participating.
Yeah.
Let's face it. We are aware that with running an event of global scale and interest, there are a number of challenges. In May, the EBU announced an independent review into the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 in Malmö, Sweden. The independent review, led by an independent industry expert, gathered extensive feedback about this year's event from a broad range of ESC stakeholders. This is the key thing here. ESC stakeholders, including heads of delegation, members of the ESC reference group, the contest governing board, as well as the EBU ESC core team. So, by the sounds of it, it sounds like they just effectively investigated themselves.
Yeah, which isn't the right thing to do.
I mean, is it though? They could have asked. At the end of the day, they've missed out a few things by the sounds of it. Effectively, they've missed out on speaking to artists who were at the venue as to what was going on. They've missed out on like backroom staff, and of course, ultimately, they've missed out on us, the viewing public. They should have asked us lot.
I mean, they could have asked all the
they should have done a poll
YouTubers or something.
YouTubers do polls or something like that. So really, this is. Like, it's gone far, but it hasn't gone extensively far, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it hasn't gone broading out, in my honest opinion. But, you know, I just think they need to try and engage.
OGAE members should have even had a say, I'd imagine, as well.
Which members?
OGAE.
Oh, yeah, the actual fan base, the official fan base. Yeah, this is the thing. They need to gather information, effectively, from what the public want in terms of how they pursue the Eurovision Song Contest, which is vastly missing from a lot of like government-based things, including the EBU by the looks of it. But there you go. Anyway, we'll move on. Today, the EBU is announcing the conclusion of the independent review and the focus identified from the review. Excuse me. Following from the review, the EBU has identified 3 thematic areas to address the recommendations in the coming months to strengthen and protect next year's Eurovision Song Contest and all future events, to ensure they continue to unite audiences. These are the EBU governance and participation, safety and risk management, audience engagement, fans and media. So, let's go on to actions already taken. Ignore that. We'll come to that line in a minute, but what they were focused on is EBU governance, participation, safety and risk management, and audience engagement, fans and media. So
I'm thinking they're putting in more safeguarding measures there by the sounds of it.
I mean, yes, it does sound like it. They're trying to be a bit more proactive in regards to what is going on, because maybe they felt, in terms of how they're portraying all of this, in terms of what they're saying, maybe they felt, well, they rather know, more to the point, they didn't do enough to protect or I would say the integrity of the contest in terms of how it's supposed to be non-political. Never mind, obviously making sure that both sides of any political engagement were not harmed, which unfortunately they were. You know, one side you had a load of Israel supporters, the other side not so much. And then, of course, you had the whole Just Clean disqualification theme, which as a result put the EBU in a bit of a spotlight on how they would handle it. There was like some people who did not want to get involved.
And conspiracy theories involving Israel and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. It was again, the majority of those in regards to Israel's conduct at the Eurovision Song Contest. There were like one or two like things that did happen in terms of like how they approached it, but
the stuff reduced isn't.
Yeah. The majority of what was rumoured in regards to Israel was not true in any way, shape or form. I think Israel did try to be as kind as possible, but it's just at the end of the day, a lot of people predicted it. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen, but in the end it did happen. There was tension, there was drama, which really was ineffectively avoidable to begin with, but... Hey.
Yeah, if they had said Israel couldn't participate, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, I agree. I think, if anything, if Israel had simply been not allowed to participate, then all of this would have been avoided in the first place. But the EBU, for whatever reason, they pursued it. In fact, if anything, they haven't even come out like for ages now as to say why they allowed it, apart from the obvious being they sent in a song which was just about passable.
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Next year we're not going to cover the Israeli entry, are we?
We are not, yeah. No. So we made a conscious decision. This year, I made a conscious decision to allow to cover Israel because at the end of the day, it's a song contest. They were in it, and I was being fair to all participants. But next year, because of my mistake, which I've freely admitted, that I will not cover Israel next year. I will not cover them.
No.
So let's get on with this. So let's just move on to the statement. So actions already taken. To ensure we do not lose momentum, a task force of senior leaders across the EBU and its membership has been appointed to oversee decision making and implementation of changes in the above areas in the coming months. The independent review also found that there was a need to bolster the leadership team of the Eurovision Song Contest to ensure operational bandwidth to manage an event of this scale. As a result, they've created a new role of Eurovision Song Contest Director, which will report to the EBU Deputy Director General and Media Director. I believe the Deputy Director General was the same person who said that they felt that they were right to allow Israel in the Eurovision Song Contest, which went down as well as you'd expect by the Eurovision Song Contest fan base. So that will be interesting. This will streamline the executive supervisor, that is well, we'll get on to the executive supervisor in a minute, but his responsibilities to focus on Eurovision Song Contest production, heads of delegations, and member relationship building and day-to-day production issues. We'll speak about, let's first of all read the rest of the statement. The ESC director will oversee the work of the existing executive supervisor and a new role entitled Head of ESC Brand and Commercial. So there's two new roles in this. First of all, the ESC director, who will be reporting anything that goes on as far as, in other words, there's a specified director towards not only running the broadcast, but also running anything else that goes on within the Eurovision Song Contest.
I was surprised they didn't have one in the first place.
Yes, I suppose it is. I suppose it is. Yeah. But that being said, the director has always been someone on behalf of the broadcaster that's hosting the Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah. In this year's case, SVT, last year BBC, RAI, for 2022, and Avatros for 2021. So it's always been the director of their respective broadcasters, but now it's going to be a specific Eurovision Song Contest director as appointed by the European Broadcasting Union, not by the broadcaster hosting the event.
So that's going to be interesting.
It will be. And there's also a new one called Head of ESC Brand and Commercial, which I'm surprised they probably didn't have either. But then again, maybe there was like a couple of people just took on one too many.
Yeah, but too much work maybe. They need to spread it out a bit. Yeah,
but what that does mean ultimately is that the role of the executive supervisor is still with Martin Osterdahl. So he is still the executive supervisor for the Eurovision Song Contest, but let's face it, he's now got less things to worry about.
Yes.
He's got less shenanigans to worry about in terms of how his role is broadened out.
So is he still going to be doing the votes?
This is the thing, we don't know.
Yeah.
So some talk now all of a sudden for maybe the ESC director to announce it all, like you're saying, like, you know, his own version of Good to Go, or maybe it's still with Martin Osterdahl, but he'll just have less things to worry about, and he can just focus on the voting part. Maybe the executive supervisor's role is the voting part only, and then nothing else. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll still be in charge and still give his Good to Go
brand
remarks.
And commercial sounds interesting. Does that mean that he's there being ahead of like doing all the sponsorship deals?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why we've still got Moroccan Oil there. There's obviously a couple of others which
Royal Caribbean, wasn't it?
Royal Caribbean this year as well. But yeah, Moroccan Oil is the main one, which obviously stunned a lot of people.
Sponsor it as well, wasn't you?
For a little while, but no, they've stopped.
Yeah.
They've only stopped by the end of this year. They're not doing TikToks next year. Hello, Super Pro. How you doing? So yeah, nice indeed. Now it's been revealed Martin Osterdahl will stay as EBU Executive Supervisor for 2025 with newly created positions alongside him to help bolster the leadership team. So,
which is a Swedish television producer as well.
In the interview with Swedish Radio, EBU Media Director Jean-Philippe de Tender confirmed that Martin Osterdahl will stay on. The staff of the Executive Supervisor will be spread out to more roles, as we've already mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's certainly interesting. But that being said, he's getting more support.
Yeah.
Hi. So yeah,
because he must have had a lot of pressure on him having to do all those jobs. It's a bit.
Well, he's having to deal with 4 artists protesting, and as well as like dealing with boos in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, I do feel sorry for him because he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders to put on a good competition. We all loved him in 2023. We kept going, Martin, 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 and then we just booed his ass off in the final. To be fair, in the first and second semi-final before it all kicked off, we still loved him. But there you go. It is what it is. But the Eurovision was characterised by protests against Israel participation. So basically, Martin went. My focus was that we would get through these last-minute changes, that they would be seamless, and that everyone would come out of it with their skin intact. If an outlet for the frustration and disappointment was needed, then booing towards me is perfectly fine. The main thing was that no one was hurt. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his. Okay, that's a good quote.
Yeah.
That's a good quote from Martin Osterdahl. Yeah, you can boo me all you want. As long as no one got physically hurt, you're fine. Just going to move the microphone over a little bit. But yeah, let's get back to the rest of the statement. I'll say here. After only 6 weeks since Eurovision 2024, we are pleased to have taken these decisions swiftly. Cool. To strengthen and sustain the event for the future. Super Pro went, 2024 was an amazing year, song-wise, organisation-wise. It was an S show. I agree with that. I mean, who doesn't agree with that?
Yeah.
Is all I'm going to say. We are committed to ensuring that the ESC continues to grow from strength to strength and that all stakeholders, not least participating broadcasters and the millions who enjoy the event, can be reassured of our best intentions to maintain the success of this event that brings so much joy to millions around the world. Now, here's the thing, one thing that's completely stood out to me as far as that statement is concerned, goes from strength to strength, and that's all stakeholders. So it's not just the fans, it's not just people participating, it's those involved in the investment of the Eurovision Song Contest. So the broadcasters, the sponsors, i.e. Moroccan Oil, they are having to deal with everybody. And the fact that Moroccan Oil are more or less kind of puppeteering the EBU at the moment is not sitting well with the Eurovision Song Contest fan base, but right now the EBU have got no choice but to stick with it. It's annoying, but we got to deal with it. It is sad. It is a sad state of affairs, but there you go.
Why can't I just pull the ring and get someone else to sponsor?
It's not easy. You've got to think of it from a business perspective. The EBU... look, they will probably try at some point, hopefully, to try and look around for different major sponsors for the Eurovision Song Contest.
Another thing they could do then, right? They can keep the sponsorship of Moroccan Oil, but don't advertise Moroccan Oil on their logo.
They've got no choice.
Advertise one of the other sponsors instead.
They've got no choice though. This is the
Put
thing.
Royal Caribbean instead of Moroccan Oil.
Well, maybe Royal Caribbean can be maybe the main sponsor after all. You never know.
Yeah.
Go loco. Even though we are in Europe. But
I'm actually surprised though that other brands like McDonald's and KFC and things like that don't sponsor the.
Come on, the Eurovision Song Contest is not that kind of. It's not those kind of sponsors.
No.
I hope Israel will not be allowed to participate next edition. We hope so.
Yeah.
But it's unlikely at this point. It really is unlikely, which is a huge shame, but...
We don't think they should take...
I agree. We think they should not be gone, but alas, it's going to happen again. And unless...
And if they are in it, we'll do the boycott like we did before. We'll just walk out the room while they're being performed.
I think from Israel's perspective, they need to pick an artist, and indeed a delegation, more to the point, that will not be as damaging as what...
and no song that references the war. No song that references the war.
I agree. I think they need to come up with a song, come up with a program, come up with something that will effectively be apolitical as possible.
Like for instance, bring back Netta, for instance, maybe. That would be an idea, because obviously she isn't... So her songs weren't exactly political, were they?
I mean, they were social democratically.
Yeah,
is what I'm going to say. Their main song was quite socialism. Yeah. I'm not your toy, you stupid boy.
Yeah, I know, but it didn't have anything to do with war, did it?
No, but it was very feministic.
Yeah.
I just think Israel really need... I do hope, for Israel's sake, they do approach it differently, but I will still not cover Israel.
No.
For the sake of it, if they are allowed to participate next year, I will still not cover Israel. But if they do a different approach, we'll review it. Is all I'm going to say. It's not cut and dry at the moment. Right now, my decision is not doing Israel.
I won't say anything about Israel or do anything with their song until the war in Gaza's over.
I mean, I hope so. But to be fair, though, on the side note for Israel's personal shenanigans politically, it's kind of going up the wall at the moment, because their war cabinet has actually crumbled. They don't have a war cabinet anymore.
No, because they've gone too far with the war. They've killed too many innocent people.
But it wasn't really. But when I'm reading up about it, it's not really Benjamin Netanyahu. I can't pronounce his surname. But it was, hello, Kaylinio, how you doing? So yes, I don't think it was Benjamin or the main prime ministers for Israel's main bulk of decisions to do. That, something tells me, was done by another party or another figurehead.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's what I've been reading. So we hope things improve. Look, at the moment, my decision is not covering Israel next year. But hey, we will review it when shenanigans change.
But then again, now they're saying, Israel can participate. They're not going to bring Russia back, are they?
No. Right now, Russia are just hated by the world, so there's no way that's happening. Anyway, let's get back to the statement. So, thematic development areas, EBU governance and participation. This area will look at clarifying the decision, making responsibilities. I'm just going to get views back up again. I don't know why I'm saying one when there's like more than one of you. Ridiculous. Anyway, this will look at clarifying the decision-making responsibilities of the various EBU governing bodies as it relates to the accepted list of participants, ensuring a wide range of member opinions are heard. That's fine, at least they're listening to the delegations. The remit of the governing bodies and the responsibilities of the ESC core team and the role of the heads of delegations and responsibilities of participating artists. But again, the core fan base being looked over. Hey, Super, how are you doing?
The fans are being ignored, which is wrong.
I agree to that. Let me get a live
Why
chat.
can't they do like a fan forum or something? Like for instance, they could actually engage with the fans. Someone from the EBU, like do a chat with the fans, where we could have a Q&A session or something like that. Why can't they do that?
I don't know.
Like for instance, if anyone from the EBU is watching, right? Yeah. If you want to come and talk to us,
We're more than happy.
We're more than happy for a chat with you. You know,
Exactly.
if you want to do an online chat.
At the end of the day, they do need to engage the public more because I think they're missing the core thing. If you ask me.
Yeah, because we've watched the contest for years, and we've seen some really good moments and really some strange moments over the years.
But we love the contest.
But we love the contest, and if you want our advice how to make it better, then you can always come to us.
We're always open, of course. Just don't speak to him individually because he'll come up with daft ideas. But side note...
No, but I mean, I would actually come up with some sensible things. Like, for instance, the voting app. Like, for instance, one vote per country.
This is his idea,
You can have 5 votes, but you can only vote for the same one country once. I think that's the way it should be done, instead of having the manipulation of those Israeli votes, buying all those votes. 20 votes for one country?
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Even I think that's a little ridiculous. I mean, look, the main reason why you get this massive space of public votes between those top countries that are often going to get a lot of points to those countries which could be like nice songs but not votable songs.
Yeah.
Is because of that scenario. If you had like maybe, I don't know, maximum 10 or maximum 5, that would make things a little
one
bit fairer.
vote per country.
Not
Giving 5 votes to one country is ridiculous. It's stupid. You have to, like in Junior Eurovision, on the app on there, you have to give your points to
the top 3.
Yeah, you
could do it that way, or I think giving it the top 3 is a little bit silly because the points were too
you can
close.
only vote for one country once.
No, I think that's a little bit silly. I do think you need a little bit of a gap, but just not a massive gap.
Yeah.
Where it's a massive gap with like 20 votes or 20 votes per person. I think 5 or 10 give that a little whirl. I think that's not a bad idea. About Junior Eurovision, we have a first entry for the contest. Yeah, indeed. I will definitely... Yeah, you're quite right, Kalinio. The full song is not out yet. I've been keeping an eye on it. Don't worry about it. I've definitely been keeping an eye on it.
And what I've heard from it so far, the song is very cliche.
I haven't heard of it at all.
Yeah, I've listened to it. It's
only a
cliche.
minute though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very cliche.
Anyway,
cliche.
Side note about Junior Eurovision, I will be covering the Dutch national final whenever it's on, so don't you worry about that.
We'll watch that live.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yes.
Junior Eurovision should ban people being able to vote on themselves. That's the reason France won. Well, no. France won because they had a good song. Twice in a row they had good songs. Yeah. And winnable songs.
But I actually agree, though, that you shouldn't be able to vote for your own country, because the adult contest you can't. So I think it should be the same for that.
Yeah, they need to broaden it a little bit. Anyway, so let's just get back to the statement very quickly before we move on. Safety and risk management. This area will look at improving understanding the ESC rules across all stakeholder groups, including artists, with a focus on simplification, consolidation, and improved accessibility, strengthening the existing ESC crisis management protocols, and bolstering our security and cybersecurity provisions in light of increased needs. I mean, there's a lot of words.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words there, but it's just like...
Yeah.
Sweep under the carpet. That's how I see that.
Yeah.
It's just like saying... We recognise that there was some rubbish going down, but we will try and improve.
Or we don't care.
I don't think they don't care. It's just a case of like, we recognise that...
Shit went down.
Yeah, shit went down.
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing, but it went down.
Yeah.
We'll try and improve for the future. That's all it really is saying, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But the final thing it says, ensuring a great audience show and board engagement. This area will look at increased collaboration with... okay, we were saying that.
Yes.
So they mention it right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. Come on, boys and girls. At the EBU, should be focusing on... I would say number one priority, because I can understand that you've got stakeholders to deal with, you've got sponsors, you've got all the delegations, the broadcasters, ticketing, all the rest of it to deal with. But by God, you need to listen to the fans. Yes, so fan groups, influencers and media to build broader engagement based on ESC values and ensure that the ESC continues to be an all-audience show, appealing to a broad primetime audience for all ages. Prime example of this, by the way, goes back to the OGAE fan contest, which they do every year. It's like a personal one they do. They, in their infinite wisdom in 2022, 2022, after the main contest is over, obviously they have their own one. They, in their infinite wisdom, the OGAE fan base, allowed Russia to participate, or the Russian membership to participate, which went down as well as you would expect with Ukraine.
Which is wrong.
Which is extremely wrong, and as a result, they cancelled the whole bloody thing.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't come up with a compromise.
No.
At the end of the day,
kick Russia out. That was the input.
Why would OGAE allow Russia in there in the first place?
Yeah, I know.
Considering how much crap they did there in the first place in regards to that scenario. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Yeah. I would love to talk about it, but we don't do that on this channel. But there you go. But there you go.
Yeah. But as I said, with the sort of engagement with fans, right? We've been doing this channel for like 3 years now, we'd say.
Yep, since March 2021. Yeah, I started this.
So, look, EBU, if you see this video later down the line,
look at the
camera, and you want to actually speak to any of us, just drop us a line. We will have a chat with you about what we would say, how we would improve the contest.
Exactly, and besides, after all, okay, yes, we don't financially contribute much, but we do buy your tickets. We do watch your program, the program, because we love it. We have, in a nutshell, the biggest voice in the entire thing. At the end of the day, we've got new governments coming in as far as us lot is concerned. Yes, there'll be new governments in weird ways come other European countries. Stuff changes all the time. And right now, the EBU, after what happened this year, need to change for the better. Yeah. Absolutely need to change for the better. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Like, for instance, even like simple changes to the contest, for instance. You could have the rest of the world jury as well as the rest of the world. I love that. Yeah.
I do find it a bit daft that we're only having the rest of the world public vote.
And also announce that vote separately from the others. Why don't we, just say who won it or something on the screen?
Well, no, because it's part of the rest of the televote, isn't it?
Yeah, so. I know. But it would be good to see, say, like, for instance, at the end, once all the televote's done, just to say separate that and the rest of the world vote winner comes up.
Yeah, but yeah, we knew that, Kaylinio, and we don't mind about you changing your name. It's fine. Yeah. I can still call you Kaylinio anyway, which is all good. Yeah. Did you know that this is Junior Eurovision Song Contest held in Madrid? Yeah, but on the side note for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, no UK.
But we're still covering it.
We're still covering it, which is fine. We're still fine.
But anyway, they said they'd return next year anyway. So
they said they would. Yeah. They said they would. We'll believe that when we see it.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That rest of the world jury, I think, is a good idea. Just have someone on the jury. I'd also have the jury do the same scores on the same night as the televote. Like, for instance, right, hear me out. Obviously, not in the actual same show, but do the jury in the show before the.
What do you mean doing the jury in the show before?
You know they have the family show, don't they, before the main event? Yeah. Judge that show instead of the one on the Friday night.
No, because I've always maintained, not bad, but again, it's still on a separate show. I would rather get the juries voting on the same show as the televote.
And also, all those people out there that keep saying ditch the juries, it wouldn't work.
No. We cannot have one or the other because it would be weird results. We need that combination.
Oh God, when it was televote only, it was just basically Eastern Europe getting the top 10 every year.
Well, here's the thing: Eastern Europe took it most seriously, so that's why they're getting the bulk of the vote. But at the same time, it was mad songs that were getting the votes, like lay lay la 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 lay 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 with Vetka Sedushka.
Yeah, because on the televote, imagine that. I think it's like Finland maybe winning like this year.
Well, it's not a bad thing. At the end of the day, we got a taste of what potentially could have been the Finnish interval act.
Not that one. I meant the Finnish entry this year.
Oh God, yes, that would have been.
That was one of the worst songs ever in Eurovision.
And yet, it got through to the final and got 30-something points. Finland should have won. Oh, get out of here.
No,
Finland 2022.
2022, yes.
Not 3, I meant. Yeah. 2023, yes, I still think it should have won, but not this year. 12 countries confirmed participation for Junior so far. I knew what you meant. So yeah,
not no rules. No, that was terrible.
it was still brilliant in a way.
And also, Norway should have picked my AI.
Or
Yeah.
the other one, Monument, not Monument. What am I about?
Kino, the other one.
Kino. That's it. Dum digga dum digga dum digga dum digga dum 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 digga digga dum. Anyway, so we'll deal with other news right now. This is, of course, the news that Jus Clean
Maybe representing Belgium.
He may come back next year, but this time representing Belgium. Now, the story goes so far is the fact that Jus Clean has put on his Instagram profile Eurovision 2025, which has all of a sudden gone. A lot of people are like, bringing up the rumour mill saying he's participating next year. Still hoping he will choose for the Netherlands. I know, but come on.
I think he definitely should be given his chance.
I think he should be given another chance.
I think it was very harsh to.
Yeah, I think he should be given a chance. And also, if you think about it, if he's representing Belgium next year, that'll be a huge boost, not only for Belgium and the fact that they effectively should have qualified this year, but didn't.
Yes.
I think it'll give Belgium...
Depends on the song, though. It might not be as good as Euro Papa.
Well, no song, in my honest opinion, is ever as good as the original.
No. Like, for instance, Daddy Frez.
Exactly. But he still did well, though.
Yeah.
Came 4th or 5th or whatever it was. So as he updates Instagram profile and broadcast channel name. Ooh, okay. This weekend, Jus Clean had the crown of Pink Pop, one of the Netherlands' biggest pop festivals, in his grip. And if Jus wins, I will buy tickets for the edition after.
Which would be in Belgium if he does.
Likely in Belgium. Which, effectively, we could go on the Channel Tunnel.
I ain't got a passport.
Oh, yeah, you haven't got a passport. Rip. A slip of the lips at the festival, coupled with the Friesland native updating his social, has everyone wondering whether Jus will return to Eurovision on behalf of the... it's going to be Belgium now, by the looks of it. Anyway, he's also had premiered the so-called The Bird Song, another option he had for Eurovision 2024. I think Europapa makes more sense. Come on now.
Yeah.
That stuff fueled these rumours after a return even further on Sunday when he changed both his Instagram profile of his broadcast channel from Eurovision 24 to 25. Prior to being named the Dutch Hope, used the same broadcast channel to promote his Eurovision bid. The channel and social media campaign were among the driving forces that gave the Eurovision 2024 star the opportunity to go to the contest. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
That's the thing,
but to be fair, Belgium have invited him, apparently.
Yes. But here's a question. Can you, if you were disqualified previously, can you come back? I've never actually seen if is there anything in the rules to say you can. Or...
I mean, I can't see why not, at the end of the day. 13 countries participation. Oh, Armenia.
Oh, good. That's good.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising it's Armenia.
I mean, they're always in it, isn't it?
I was going to say, Armenia's normally bloody good. I mean, last year's was a belter.
They won it a few years ago, didn't they?
They did, but every year they always come up with belters, especially with the five-way piece. That was brilliant. I'm doing my way. That's a good song.
They were good, weren't they?
They're fantastic. Although I found the Dragons a bit odd, but... Hey, they were good. Let's see if there's any more news to do from the Eurovision world. But I don't see it. EBU identifies 3 focus areas. We know. I think that's about it. Let me just have a look around. Latest Eurovision news.
Well, there's the host city. So you got the...
We're still up there at the moment.
Right, so we've got Bern, isn't it, bidding?
Okay, so let's get... Don't want to do that. EBU said Jus would be welcome again if he follows the rules. He's got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Is his investigation still ongoing?
Yes, it is, yeah.
That's a long time from Sweden.
I know. But they haven't really said what's going on with that, have they? So it's a bit up in the air, that one.
There you go. Eurovision 2025 wiki. The 4 main bidding areas will pop up on the screen for you. There they are. The 4 main bidding areas are Basel, Bern with Bale. Oh, potentially, so we could have 2 venues. Geneva or Zurich.
I don't think that one's going to be feasible. St Jacob Park, they're going to have to put a roof on a football stadium. We've had you.
Which one, sorry? For Basel.
Yeah, I don't think that one.
Well, they could do the Saint Jacob Shell one, sorry, which hosted the Swiss indoors. Armenia and France are the best in junior division because France only participated 8 times but won 3, and Armenia never left. No, they have never ever left the top 10. No. Do you guys think Liechtenstein would finally join this year? I hope so.
I hope so. They're trying to. So
one person I speak to on Discord happens to be quite a fan of Liechtenstein, the country in general, just because he likes the name of it.
Yeah, and they have the same national anthem as us, but with different lyrics.
God save the bloody king.
Yeah, they do. Because I remember when we played them in a qualifier.
Those are the main 4 cities at the moment. But likelihood, I would say it's either Bern or Zurich for me personally. Yeah. Likely Bern.
Basel, that one with the football stadium doesn't sound feasible to me.
No. Geneva. Also, no. Actually, Geneva might be a good one. Palexpo. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Geneva or Bern are the main 2 favourites. How about Kazakhstan returning? Good. I hope so.
Yeah, apparently they are going to.
We haven't heard fully from them yet.
But apparently Norway might be returning to Junior Eurovision as well. That's the surprise country.
Yeah, that's what the rumour mill is. Yeah. Oh, Norway might be returning. Yeah. So there you go. Here's the provisional list so far.
I think they should let Kazakhstan take part in adult.
They should do, but here's the provisional list of participants for next year's contest.
And UK's not on there yet, but we never...
I was about to mention that if we open your big trap for the 5th time.
Yeah.
I think Kazakhstan will return, let's hope so, or even participate in the adult one, you never know. But so far the provisional list for next year's contest are Albania, Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, which will have a national final on the 1st of March, Finland have a national final in February, Germany is so far Israel, Lithuania, Luxembourg, who are returning with, of course, the Luxembourg Song Contest,
which we'll cover when it's on because we did last time.
Indeed, Malta, Norway, Portugal, Serbia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. And it's possible that Norway and even Cyprus, Greece, and Azerbaijan will return.
That'd be pretty good. There'll be more countries than last year.
It'd be pretty poor though if it's both Cyprus and Greece, considering.
Yeah, give each other points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there you go. So what about Kosovo?
Yeah, they've actually they want to take part, don't they? They've actually applied to the EBU to go into it.
I hope Iceland will debut at juniors. That would be nice. If anything, Sweden. We haven't really touched upon Sweden. They hardly touch junior Eurovision with a barge pole.
No.
Mental. But there you go.
And also Slovenia are going to go back to their national final apparently.
Yeah. So we. Drafted a document with one of the points being a plan to return to selecting. Slovenia entries for Eurovision.
Talk of a San Marino withdrawal.
Yeah, which I wouldn't be surprised of.
Montenegro look like they might be returning by the sounds of that. There, it says they're gonna. It says be depending on the budget, be used a way to select their representation for Eurovision 2025.
Indeed, but as Super Pro said about Kosovo, as long as Serbia is a thing, Kosovo wouldn't join. But unfortunately, United Kingdom confirmed that they withdrew from Junior Eurovision. Yes, we told you about that. Yeah. Which is a sad fact. It's sad times.
Yeah, I know it's very sad, but we're still going to cover it anyway.
I think personally, it's a bit of a smart thing from the BBC to not participate because. First 2 times when ITV did Junior Eurovision in 03 and 04, brilliant. Third time, not so good. So they gave up after that. Maybe the BBC fear that could happen again. I don't know. But
unless the rumours are true where they've withdrawn from Junior to set up a national final for the adult.
Yeah, that's what the rumour is. Yeah. That's what the rumour mill is.
Which we would cover.
If there was a national final next year, yes.
Yes, we would. In fact, we'd probably go to it if it was somewhere local again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that last one we went to was in Brighton, wasn't it?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, the 2018 one.
Yeah,
that was Brighton.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
what was the 2019 one? That was in London, was it?
No, it was in Salford, wasn't it? That's why.
Oh, we didn't go to that.
No, we didn't go to that one. We went to the one in London where it was the same venue as where we went to see the concert,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was that one. I said long way to go this year, didn't I? I said it's in Brighton. And you went, I'm booking that straight away, didn't you?
I remember that night very well.
Yeah.
The London one was 2017, whereby that was Lucy Jones. 2018 was Suri.
Yeah.
And that was Lucy Jones should have done a lot better.
Yeah.
In 2017.
I think the song was too dated.
And she pulled off a lot of funny faces.
Yeah.
Which I think put people off for some reason or
And
other.
obviously Michael Rice.
He was a great singer, just had a poor song.
I reckon we could get him back with a better song.
Will we though?
Do you
Anyway.
reckon Suri would do better with another song, better song?
Anyway, look, let's just move on from all of that shenanigans. Obviously, we've got the production and that's
And
about
also,
it.
as going back to the idea about the rumours for a national final, the people in the UK delegation were researching the Scandinavian national finals as a thing to go for it.
Sorry, say again.
The UK delegation was researching like Benefest and
Yes.
like Melfest and all that as the way to go forward for our national final, and they would have it in a big arena sort of thing.
Well, at the end of the day, the BBC need to. I mean, look, the perception of you know what? I would love to cover all of the United Kingdom, but I'm going to save that for another video. Because I've got a little plan in the meantime. That'll be a completely different video altogether. I would love to cover the United Kingdom in the Eurovision Song Contest, so that will be saved from a personal video of my own. Because I've got a script already ready back there, just got to implement it, and I've got to focus. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, unfortunately my time has been made up this week. I've not only watched the football, but also I stayed up all night for the general election results on Thursday. We both did, yeah. That was mental, to say the least. But it was a good mental. It was fantastic.
Basically, when I saw the exit poll, I had to stay up and watch because it was a change of government and it doesn't happen very often.
Well, from our perspective, it's a good change of government.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. Let's see if there's any more news. We know about that. And of course, the head of the Dutch delegation has also announced his departure. We'll get to that.
Yeah, and I don't know. It doesn't say if they were going to confirm participation or not for next year.
Yeah, it would be a shame if the Netherlands didn't participate.
But I think they will.
I think they will as well. But all things considered, we would understand if they didn't.
Yes.
Because by God, they went through hell.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned. At the end of the day, they did the hashtag FEBU after all.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah. Anyway, so
the host city is going to be revealed in August, I think, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right, so let's finish off tonight's stream with personal stuff, what's happening on the channel.
Yeah.
As I'm sure Netherlands wants to withdraw. Well, we don't know yet. Hi, Stefan, by the way. It's simply because of what happened this year. They sort of want to be... they want to have communication with the EBU to see what would happen. But right now, it's all up in the air. So that's all right, Stefan. We're almost done. You can always watch this live stream back anyway, so it's all good. Excuse me. So, I want to talk about my channel for a bit because things have happened. In the fact that YouTube have decided to not monetize my channel anymore. That's because of effectively a few copyright things on here, which... at the end of the day, I could see coming, but at the same time, it is extremely disappointing that YouTube are literally being as strict as possible when it comes to their community guidelines. I was going to do that, but technically they are community guidelines, which I do adhere to, and I was trying to adhere to. And I did try to appeal this as quick as I possibly could, but alas, it did not work. But changes are going to be made on this channel in the fact that in regards to my countdown videos, there will be less of them, because I will be changing it up in terms of how I approach them. So there won't be constant countdown updates every single time, but there will be a one general one whereby you'll see my mush, basically.
Yeah.
In regards to that. In terms of my reviews, I will try and keep them as copyright free as possible. which is annoying, but unfortunately I've got to adhere to the guidelines because, as I say, they're strict as ever. And as far as the live streams are concerned, again, I will be as copyright free as possible. So maybe when it comes to like live streams of national finals, I may not show the actual contest itself and just my reactions, but we will see. I'm not 100% certain on that.
When we do the actual main contest, we do it down the front room anyway.
Alternatively, I could just make the screen a lot shorter anyway, or like fade it out or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it is one of them things. But nevertheless, it's an annoying time for the channel, but I'm sure you can understand. Yeah, that is an idea in terms. Remind me. What did I say? I kind of forgotten now in terms of the idea. Just remind me of that. But otherwise, I don't know if you noticed on my channel also, a lot of the previous countdown videos gone. All of the previous countdown videos are gone. See you later. Sayonara. All the goodbyes and all the rest of it. But yeah, I will make a video also about the United Kingdom in the Eurovision Song Contest, which I think you'll like. Because it's quite extensive, it's kind of essayish.
And then what we would think would be the best option for the next year, maybe, or something like that. You could add into that.
Maybe. Anyway, on a side note, I do want to also thank you guys for voting in your thousands regarding the like the fade out. I can't remember the exact words. Oh, so keep the thing faded out a little bit, so like maybe short.
Yeah.
But then again, I want you guys to see it as full as possible. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so okay, it's only 6 votes in, but whatever. Let me refresh that just a tiny. Can I not refresh it? Oh, I'm on the wrong button. That's why. That's interesting. Okay, but of course, I want to thank you guys so much for your votes so far for the communities for the my Eurovision knockout thing.
Yeah.
So I will get that up actually as a separate thing altogether because I want to show you the bracket that we currently got for the thing, which is here. I'm just going to max that out.
I could see the UK didn't make it around the 16.
England got last in the group stage.
Oh, really?
England last in the group stage, which I'm not surprised about. It was at the end of the day with Ollie. Yeah. Why did I select that one for you, dope?
Maybe you should have put Sam in there instead.
At the end of the day, it was as per the rules. I had to keep it with. What are you doing, boy?
But I noticed that you put some songs from other years in it.
I hope Checky 22-3 wins in your most recent poll was my winner. Well, you will see. I can't reveal the results of it, but what I can reveal is one of those results I did not want to show, but there you go. But you can still vote in it. At the moment, that one's particularly close, Portugal, Austria. But keep voting away because you can still vote all the way up until... trying to think, because the next one's out today, so then you can do that one. So you can Tuesday evening at 8 will close. So Tuesday evening close. Get voting on all of those previous ones. So there's Portugal, Austria. This I'll get the full bracket up soon. Where was it? That one. So that's not quite the full one I wanted, but let me try. Not even that. I'm an idiot. There's the full bracket. So, basically, Portugal, Austria, France versus Romania, Switzerland versus Serbia, Croatia versus Spain, Slovenia versus Georgia, Germany versus Italy, Ukraine versus Denmark, and the Netherlands versus Czech Republic, which of course has just come out today. Get voting on the Netherlands versus Czech Republic because that's an interesting one early. But yeah, one of the other ones, Portugal versus Austria, that is extremely close at the moment. I've revealed how close it is, but get voting. Because get voting on all of those, because anything could change as far as those particular positions is concerned. But yeah, those are the brackets in question. So either the winner of Portugal, Austria will face either France, Romania, and vice versa. So get voting on those. Thank you ever so much for your continued support and voting. Indeed, it is really curious times, that is for sure. But yeah, I think we will be ending tonight's live stream because I think we've run out of things to say.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. It's been a while since we've done a live stream.
Yes.
I might be back in a few weeks and everything, see how I feel.
Maybe we should start doing some of those country review things again or something, because it's been a while since we've done one of those.
Yeah, but it's just getting you guys to talk about it. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do a vote. Say, what country do you want us to review all the old songs from the past? Like,
look, at the end of the day, my channel, I will... look, if you guys are interested, maybe drop me a comment or something on the end of this live stream. Or even I could do a separate vote, say, would you like me to go back to do country things? So, I'll see. Anyways, I will catch you guys another time. And, yeah, enjoy the football still, because that's still going. Semi-final time featuring the 4 countries-ish that were the top...
I saw that earlier.
The joined 4 in the 1969 Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah. Although, on a side note, technically the UK was the UK that year was represented by a Scot.
Yeah,
not England.
No.
There you go. Anyway, we'll catch.
We haven't had a Scottish artist for a long time, have we?
Not since Scott Fitzgerald.
No.
That was the last time a Scottish person represented the UK.
There is actually a good artist that I know that's Scottish that could do it. I was thinking Illy, who used to be. Yeah, she'd be pretty good.
We'll see. Anyway, take care, everybody. Peace.